Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the April 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Aries. Now, just to let you know, it is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at my other videos in regards to your natal chart placements for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars placements. Okay, so take a look at the corresponding zodiac signs in relation to those placements and have a look at the titles and see which reading resonates with you most at this time. Okay, because any of those can potentially apply. So just to let you know, I'll be using a Celtic cross style spread using the Intuitive Tarot and the Waite Tarot as well. So let's get stuck in. Let's see what April has in store for you, Aries. Okay. So I'm just going to pull all of the main energies out first, and then I will clarify further. Okay. So I'll just pull the main cards out for you in regards to this reading, and then we'll go through each one before I do the clarifications. So yes, as you can see, it's been the first time in a little while that I'm actually showing my face. And that's because I ran a recent poll on my Instagram to see which you'd prefer. What you guys prefer, seeing me on camera or seeing the spread? And so far, unanimously, everyone's stating that they prefer seeing me on camera. So here I am. Okay. So that's why, if you're wondering, like, why is she back on camera? That's why. If you prefer seeing the cards, you can still vote. I think there's a few hours left. So do go on Instagram and take a look. However, by the time this video goes live, it may be over. So check out for the next poll, I guess. Okay, so let's get stuck in. So in regards to your present circumstances, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you may have felt like life in general has been somewhat imbalanced, so you don't feel like you're not getting as much back as you should be because of how much you've put into certain situations, circumstances, connections, dreams, however this applies. I feel like particularly when it comes to material matters such as your maybe your living arrangements, your career, studies, investments, anything of that nature, right? Especially things that are financially related. I feel like you've invested a lot of time, energy, and resources into something, but you don't feel like you're necessarily getting the return yet. Okay, so that might be leaving you a little bit frustrated at this time. However, things may be changing. Okay, so just keep in mind that you might not be getting the return now, but that doesn't mean it's not on the way. But we'll look at that when we'll clarify. Your challenge at this time is the Four of Wands, okay? So often associated with as the 1111 card. This is talking about, significant changes, creating really strong foundations in the things that matter most to you. Attracting beautiful connections, amazing opportunities, things that fill you with passion and joy. This is what it's going to be, coming to the forefront for you at this time in April. You're going to be thinking about this, particularly now that we're in your season, Aries, yeah? We're now in Aries season. So this is going to be quite prominent for you, using that fire, that energy that you have to truly go after what it is that matters most to you, what you want more than anything. So you can create this beautiful abundance, right? So you can create this joy in your life. Okay, so where you may be feeling like now, replace it, is essentially what I'm getting at. So, in regards to your recent past, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse, so more of your energy, fire energy, Aries, Leo, almost says Scorpio for some reason. Interesting. Maybe there's a Scorpio in the mix for you, I don't know, but possibly. Sagittarius energy. So, yeah, I mean, this is talking about, you may have made a significant change in your life recently. You may have tried to start a new venture, maybe a new business idea. Maybe you were pitching an idea to some key individuals, but it didn't quite get the response that you hoped, or that there was some challenges that prevented it from really becoming anything more than an idea. It could be that you were trying to start a new relationship, but it didn't quite come together. Possibly that you were embarking on a new adventure. Maybe you were traveling, exploring, but certain situations forced you to return home, particularly with everything that's going on with the coronavirus. I imagine that this was the case for some of you, that you had no choice but to leave something that was in the making, a project, an idea, an exploration, something that you were engaging in elsewhere, and you've had to go back because of the circumstances that you find yourself in. You have no choice but to jump ship and head home. It's going to be different for each of you, as I said, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from that. In your near future, you have the Judgment card, okay? So something, like I said, something's going to work in your favor, I feel. You know, this is not judgment in the bad sense. I feel like this is something positive, that you are going to be rewarded for your efforts. So keep the faith, essentially. In your, in regards to your feelings at this time, you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like because you've invested so much time and energy into, you know, a project, career, investment, you know, travels, whatever it is, you don't feel like you really have much left to give because you've spent so much time, energy, and resources already. So when it comes to your free time, your valuable time that you have to yourself, you're probably actually quite glad that you can kind of spend this time alone to recharge, recalibrate, you know, because you felt like you've spent so much time and energy. You kind of need this downtime for yourself because, you know, it's just been kind of full on for you. And there's a lot to process as well. If you watch the shadow work reading, you'll understand what I mean, and that may apply to you. So do check that out. That's up on my channel also. You'll find that under the playlist for your sign, Aries, or also under the shadow work readings playlist, okay? Because that could be relevant in regards to why you need this time for recalibration and recharge, okay? So in regards to what's within your power to affect, what's crowning you, you have the Three of Pentacles. So I think that you know that you have a lot to offer. You have very specific set of skills. You're very qualified in certain key areas of interest for you. And that you may be looking for opportunities to demonstrate your skills, okay? And it may be this time where you feel like, how am I going to do that? We're in quarantine, okay? Like I'm self-isolating. How am I going to do this? You may be surprised. You may have an opportunity to express your talents, even from the confines of your living room or your bedroom, okay? That's going to attract certain key interests from key individuals, and that's going to help you to do something that's actually aligned with what you truly want, or that's going to help you progress in your career, that's going to help you further your studies, that's going to help you bring a new project to life, right? So something to keep in mind, there may be an unexpected opportunity to demonstrate your skill set that you didn't see coming, okay? What's in the position of your advice is the Ten of Swords. I think it's saying that, you know, it has been a challenge. Everything that you've gone through, particularly over the last year, Aries, has been a fucking nightmare, right? Like, there has been a lot of emotional challenges. There's been a lot of things that you've had to contend with. Your mental health might have even been at stake through this process because you went through a massive upheaval, because you're going through a massive rite of passage. You're going through a large spiritual awakening, whether you're very spiritually minded or not. You are going through that process. It just may mean something else to you, right? It may just feel like personal growth or whatever, but it doesn't matter however you coin it, right? The point is you are going through big changes. And as a result of that, you know, a lot of things were stirred within you over this time period. You had to face a lot of hard truths. You had to uncover things from the past that you hadn't looked at for many years. You had to realize your boundaries and assert them. You had to realize you know, your vulnerabilities, your weaknesses. You had to relearn what true strength looks like. All of these things, right? It's a lot. It's been a lot, okay? But now you're being asked to purge it, to let it all go, because that cycle is coming to an end. It's almost over. So it's just now a case of releasing all of that energy. And that's why this is becoming very important to you as well, because I think you feel like you need that time to just release all of this and to really have the space after purging all of this to recharge your batteries, right? So, you know, your universe is kind of saying, yes, do that. That's exactly what you should do at this time. Okay. In regards to your external influences at this time, you have, so external influences, this can be people, situations, environments, okay? Everything outside of yourself. You have the Five of Swords in reverse. So I feel like, yeah, you've had to, I think you feel like there's certain things you're not quite willing to walk away from, or you feel like maybe, you know, rather than waiting for someone else to dissipate a difficult situation, you're the one who wants to walk away from a difficult situation, right? But you feel like you haven't had the opportunity to do that as of yet. Or you might be trying to work out how to best do that. After all the, you know, difficulties that you've had, there may be someone in your life that's still being somewhat of a negative factor in it, okay? Something that's tied to all of this stuff that you've been processing, and you're trying to find a way to walk away from this person. Or it could be that simply you're still trying to clear out any negative thoughts, any lingering, you know, bad energy, you know, beliefs that you hold, right? Anything that's kind of keeping you from progressing forward. You're trying to find a way still of how to release it for good, is what I'm getting, right? So it'll apply it to you in different ways, different people, different ways. In regards to your hopes, so this time you will have the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you want to be prosperous, you want to be abundant, you want to be financially secure, you want to be stable, you know, you want your radiance to shine through, you want your skills to pay the bills, essentially, right? But like I said, I feel like there is an opportunity to do that coming for you. You're just not aware of it yet, okay? And it all depends on whether you take the bull by the horns as well. All right, but this is what you're hoping for. You want to be affluent, you want to be financially secure, you want to be grounded, you want to be operating at your highest frequency. You know, you want to be not only like, you know, abundant in the material sense, but you want to be, you know, in a state of peace and happiness and tranquility and really just confident and balanced overall, is what I'm getting. Your fears is the Nine of Wands. You're afraid that, you know, because every battle so far has been so, you know, hard won, right? You're afraid that while you may have overcome these sets of challenges, you know, you're just waiting for the next thing to come and try and kick you down, right? That's kind of, because there's so much you've been through, because there's so much that you're about to release, you're still afraid because it hasn't been done yet, because you're still waiting to release all of this baggage. You're afraid that as soon as that does take place, there's going to be something else that comes to try and take you off guard, right? That tries to come and get you off guard, which, again, not necessarily the case, right? But you know, I understand where that concern comes from, particularly because you've been through a lot. You've had a lot of difficult circumstances to navigate through, and as well as a lot of things to address within yourself for healing, right? So I do understand, like, I totally get where that comes from, but it's important that you keep things in balance, and I think that's what you're trying to do, and that's why you want that time for yourself to just release this baggage, right? Which is good, Aries. So you're doing exactly what you should do, I feel. Okay. So now I'm just going to go ahead and clarify these cards for you to get more insight before we close the reading. But yeah, so far it's looking pretty good, I have to say. Like, you know, I feel like while you have kind of weathered the storm is now passing by, right? And now you're kind of like, you know, putting things together and looking to, you know, what's next, essentially. Okay. So, in regards to your present circumstances, then, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Did I say seven? Six of Pentacles in reverse here. You have the World card and the Five of Wands. So yeah, I think that you feel like things are still in balance, that you've put out a lot into the world, a lot of good energy, like I said, a lot of resources, a lot of finances, a lot of time. And you're waiting for that to come back around to you. But at the moment, it feels imbalanced. And that's causing a lot of, I think, a lot of annoyance, like I say, frustration. I feel like this is coming out here clearly. A lot of frustration, possibly even anger. You know, you're just feeling kind of like pretty annoyed and fed up at this point because you're just wanting to see the return, right? But you're not like, you're here and you're like, well, where's the return? Where is this gonna meet up, right? Where are the ends meeting? You're not seeing it yet because you're so close, but because you had to go all the way around before you could get there, you're not seeing it yet, but it is coming. That's the important thing here. Oh, I'm using these cards. I was going to use the intuitive, but whatever. Obviously, these cards came out for a reason, so I picked up those ones, so we're going with it. Okay. So clarifying the Page of Pentacles in reverse here. You have the Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy, and you have the King of Wands in reverse, your energy, Aries, okay? Fire energy. So yeah, I feel like it is kind of like, it's not even something that needs to be communicated by anything outside of yourself. You already know what is necessary in that, you know, everything that you need, any answers that you feel like you need in regards to, you know, recharging, calibrating, you know, just how to restore balance in your life again, you're going to find them within yourself, okay? I feel like, you know, you're going to be your own Hierophant in this case. Like, the answers are going to come from within and it's going to be very clear to you. I think you already know at this time. You just need the time and space to recharge and to release this baggage from the past and to really take care of yourself. Because, you know, you've kind of been I feel like you've been burning out a little bit, essentially. You know, your fire is dimming a little bit, Aries, so you do need that time for yourself, because otherwise, you know, you're going to see it play out in various different other ways as well, and that's not what you want. You really want to, you know, focus on that now, make that the priority, okay? So clarifying the Three of Wands here in regards to what's crowning you at this time. Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, sorry, I'm not sure what that's about. Clarified by the Tower in reverse and the Sun in reverse, Leo energy. So yeah, I feel like you've already had some disappointments. There was probably something, like I said, in the past that you were really striving to accomplish and it didn't come together, or some situation made you let go of it entirely. And it made you feel like shit. You know, it was something that you really wanted more than anything at that time, but it just didn't come together. So it forced you to relook at your skill set and what it is that you actually want to create moving forward. And because you've changed direction, because you're moving towards something that you're truly passionate about and truly aligned with, that's where you're going to start to see opportunities, right? Because you're moving towards your true calling, essentially. All right. So in regards to your recent past, the Ace of Wands here in reverse, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So things are changing, okay? Where you didn't have that opportunity, where that new beginning was denied, or where you were forced to leave a situation, leave a project and go back, you know, go back home or wherever it is, something's changing in relation to that. what you feel like you didn't accomplish before, you will accomplish in a different way or a different area, right? So there is movement, is what I'm saying. With the World card in the upright and the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, like things are changing drastically, like no joke. You're on a completely different trajectory this time. It's yeah, the cycle's closing. The last karmic cycle is played out, and now you're entering this new chapter. This what's crossing you at this time in your position of your challenge, the Four of Wands here. You have the Eight of Wands, okay, more fire energy, and the Four of Pentacles, earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So what I feel like here is that where you're trying to create new foundations, where you're trying to look at what truly is happiness in your heart and mind at this time, now that you are on a now that you are embarking in a new chapter, a new beginning, now that you are going through serious changes within yourself, you're readdressing what it is that would make you happiest, what is, joy essentially in your eyes. And with that, I think where you may have been holding on to things that no longer serve you, you will begin to release that slowly, okay? There'll be some things I feel like here, even though this isn't the upright, I feel like there will be something that you release. Because there's going to be some challenges that force you to release it, because whatever it is that you've been clinging on to all this time no longer serves you. So you're going to be forced to let go of it, whether you want to or not, essentially. So it's like, look, you have something so much better on the horizon. You have this beautiful beginning that's opening up to you at this time. But if you cling on to whatever this pentacle is, you're just going to suffer. You're just going to prolong this Ten of Swords energy. And regardless, the universe is forcing it out of your life. There's going to be some challenges that arise from that as a result. So it's better to just let go and embrace the new, right? So, in regards to the near future, clarifying the Judgment here, you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, again, your energy. It's interesting how you got the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, yeah, ultimately, it's a case of, I think you are maturing in a lot of ways, Aries. It doesn't matter if your age, it's nothing to do with that. I just think that in regards to realizing your power, realizing your worth, realizing your potential, your confidence, your self-assurance, the things that you place so much value in, all of those things are changing. I think how you, the factors you use to weigh up your worth and the worth of others is changing, right? So you're not in this energy, you're not so fixated on attractiveness of people, or how abundant they are, or how fancy they seem, or how high-flying they seem, their social circles, anything kind of fickle like that, you don't really give a shit about no more. At this point, you're all concerned about substance, where you see your worth and the worth of others is the substance in them, how deep the connection is, how much thought they give things, how much they care about others themselves, how they view the world, how they communicate, kindness is, all these kind of things, right? It's like, because you've put out so much energy and so much resources and investment into situations, people, projects, that's going to come back tenfold. I feel like, you might not see it all at once, but it will happen. Those blessings will fall on you. And partially because you're letting go of this energy, of being like, yeah, I'm so fly, look at me. And, you might be thinking, what the hell, Brenda? I'm not like that. I don't talk like that or whatever. But it's that kind of energy in the background where, that kind of, it's like, youthful energy of being like, you know, like, I'm so great, look at me, like, I'm so attractive, I'm so high flying, I can do whatever I want, like reckless energy, right? I think you're just dropping all of that and you're maturing into this wise, grounded being who knows what truly is worth valuing, right? That's what I feel like. And you're going to be rewarded. You're going to be rewarded because you're letting go of any low vibrational frequencies, right? Letting go of any low vibrational perceptions, right? So clarifying the your advice card here, the 10 of Swords, you have the 7 of Cups and the Magician in reverse. So interesting. I associate the Magician a lot with particularly water signs, but also I would say also Virgo. And a little bit of your energy as well, Aries, okay? That's just for me personally. But I feel like you guys are very much creators, you're manifestors. So I feel like this also comes under your belt, as well as, you know, water signs and Virgo especially. But yeah, I feel like as you process and release this baggage, where you were seeing challenges and obstacles and pain, you're going to see new opportunities for emotional fulfillment, right? So it'll probably hit you pretty fast. I think you might be overwhelmed, like, whoa, like as soon as you actually let all this shit go, it's just gonna hit you like opportunity, 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 and you're like, damn, like I don't even know which part of my life to look at first. It's all happening all at once, right? So you're gonna have to weigh out the possibilities. You may find that you have more than one goal. There may be various things you want to pursue all at once, but you're going to have to take things a little bit more methodically, like approach it in a methodical way, so you're not just overwhelming yourself. But yeah, it's just being aware that, you know, you have the ability to change various aspects of your situation. You know, we are the co-creators of our reality. Some people argue that's not the case, blah, 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 and things just happen to us, but I don't believe that. I feel like, you know, while we can't control everything that happens in our lives, we can't control all of reality, of course, but we are co-creators in it. We have the power to influence outcomes, to influence the things that come within our lives, the challenges, the situations, the connections, right? So maybe you're just not really stepping into that energy right now. The point is that, you know, maybe there's some area where you should be, right? Where you should be focusing more on what you're lacking, but more on what you want to attract, right? So being of that right energy. Because it's coming, you know, these opportunities will be coming, these possibilities will come to your mind. So, and you'll see possibilities, you know, opportunities popping up where you felt blocked before, right? Or you may felt was, you know, was not available to you, or you didn't even consider, right? So in regards to the external influences at this time, with the 5 of Swords in reverse, you have the Lovers in reverse and the Fool card, okay? So, yeah, Gemini energy here. But yeah, I feel like the Fool card, I get a bit of Taurus energy from that, because, I don't know, just because of the way it presents itself. But, yeah. I feel like here, yeah, I feel like there is a connection that you're not willing to give up on yet, for some of you. It may be one from the past. Because, you know, if this was in the upright, I would say that you're considering different potential love interests. But clarifying the 5 of Swords in reverse, with this being in reverse, I feel like there's someone you're not willing to give up on yet. You feel like you've invested too much into the connection, so you're not willing to give up on them yet, or the connection in that format. You're willing to take a chance. You're willing to, you know, embark on a new chapter with this person. Maybe you haven't communicated it yet, but it's what you're considering. And I feel like that's why you weren't able to cut certain people off. It may be the certain friendships you're not willing to count off either. But this very much reeks, not reeks because that sounds like really negative and disgusting, but like this really screams of, you know, not wanting to let go of a romantic partner. Even if you're not together anymore, it's someone that you have a very deep, loving connection to, something profound, something long-lasting, or something that you know that was good for a long time, or something that was very important to you in some ways. Maybe you were together a long time, maybe you used to be married. I mean, it's gonna be different for all of you, but you're willing to give it another shot by the looks of it, which is interesting. Okay, so in regards to your hopes, with the 9 of Pentacles here, you have okay, so you have the 7 of Swords in reverse, and you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So lots of air energy there. So yeah, I think you just kind of want all the bullshit to just end. Like, you know, I don't feel like this has anything to do with lies or deception. I just think that you want the universe to play fair and give you what's yours, essentially. Where you feel like you've been cheated, you want your just due, essentially. And you're waiting for that to come in. You feel like it's not happening yet, but I think you know that it's coming. I think even though you're getting frustrated and sick of waiting, you know it's coming, so you're just biding your time, because it's not here yet. But you know, by the looks of it, it is coming. You know, you just have to be a bit more patient. Clarifying your fears, the 9 of Wands here. You have the 3 of Wands in reverse, more fire energy, and the 10 of Cups in reverse, water. So yeah, you're afraid that everything that you've been through is not setting you up for success, but it's just going to bring you more of the same, where you think that, you know, these possibilities, the abundance that you're waiting on will only actually turn up as more bullshit, more difficulty, more challenges. You know, lots of the things that you've already had to deal with before, you're worried that it's just going to be more of the same bullshit that you really don't have time or energy for, and you're going to just have to go through the same kind of rigmarole again, which is not the case, I feel. But this is what you're concerned about, right? I mean, of course, there's always challenges, but I don't feel like you're going through the same cycle. That chapter is closed, right? You are just going through the last, you're just concluding the chapter, right? By revisiting everything from this cycle, okay? And understanding it and releasing it, okay? So just know that, okay? And then next you have the 9 of, as I said, the 9 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, I think you're like, I'm not allowed, like, I'm just, like, the universe is just not going to allow me to have my cake and eat it. It's just not going to allow me my simple pleasures, to have a moment of just pure joy for myself, you know, just to, you know, really just, you know, not even be selfish, but just, you know, have things my way for once, just once, so I can be truly happy, you know. But that's, again, that's not the case. So as much as I know that you're kind of a bit concerned, like, oh, what's coming, because you can't see it yet, but you know something is coming. What I see here is very positive, actually, that it's going to help you with your transformation. Of course, there will be some challenges, but what shape they take and how challenging it is depends on whether or not you're willing to release this, whatever this is. Could be some part of yourself that you've been reluctant to let go. It could be some dream that you've been hanging on to. It could be some criteria that you are still clinging on to that's kind of tied to this energy here. It could be just about anything, but only you will know what this is. But once you release that, and once you release all this baggage, possibilities are coming, man, like fast, you know, especially with this. You know, things are changing like this, and that's in your past, okay, the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, you are embarking on a new cycle as of now. So especially now that we've entered your season, Aries, now is the time to get very, very clear about your intentions and, you know, setting boundaries and just really going within and just purging this stuff, okay? Because now is your time. Now is the time to take action. Obviously, once you've had your respite, that is, of course, you need that time. But once you've released and you've recharged, and those possibilities start coming to your awareness, these opportunities, go after them, right? So Aries, I hope that helped. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this reading, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And yeah, I will do another reading for you very soon, I am sure. So for now, take care, have an awesome season, and yeah, just be aware that good things are coming your way. So take care for now.